Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to what I think it's the 8th video on the 240 rear subframe overhaul little series that we've been doing. Today is going to be a big one. Today's plans, we're going to put the wheels on this car, drop it on the ground, and we're actually going to drive it, take it around the block, just make sure everything is good to go and that we don't have any major issues. I'm a little bit nervous, but I did like quadruple check all of my bolts and everything back here, so I don't think there's going to be anything loose that's going to cause me any sort of issue, so I do think we're going to be okay. With that being said, I do have a couple of things that I need to do to the car. So due to the fact that the new bushings raised the subframe up by like 15 millimeters, I'm going to have to raise my rear coilovers by about 15 millimeters. Otherwise, this thing is going to be way too low to drive it. So I got to raise the rear coilovers, and then what we're going to do after that is we're going to take the Z wheels right there, that stack of 4. We're going to put them on the car, drop it down, and then we're just going to drive it like this. You can see I got my little side markers and everything just kind of zip tied out of the way. We are not putting the kit on as of right now because we still got to get some hardware, and I do want to change the way it's mounted, make it a little bit more professional. So we are just going to be driving the car how it sits like this. So the car is going to look a little bit goofy, but the whole point of the video is just to make sure that everything's good to go and that there's no major issues. I also want to get the diff to kind of spin under some load, so that way I can drain it out and fill it with nicer fluids, so that way we can kind of cycle all the garbage through it that's in there from the welding process. So I'm thinking my plan of attack first is going to be to adjust those rear coilovers and raise them up, and then we're going to go ahead and put the wheels on. Alright guys, so as you just saw, we got all of the wheels on. The rear coilovers are adjusted, so it's not super slammed in the back. I might lower it just a smidge more, but we will see. And the car is actually sitting on the ground. It looks way better now that it has wheels on it. So really what we're about to do is we're going to go ahead and start it up. And we're going to go ahead and take this thing for a spin just to see how everything feels. I'm thinking everything should be okay, especially once there's load on it. I did double check all my bolts like 4 times, made sure they're all tight, and the alignment looks to be actually pretty decent. So you can see the camber's still there. The toe doesn't look that bad at all either. So I think we're actually going to be pretty okay right at first. I am going to get the car aligned at some point, but for now, that looks actually really good. I'm pretty impressed with how good the alignment is with the aftermarket arms on. So we're going to go ahead and fire this thing up. I'm gonna probably go grab my girlfriend so she can film in the car, and we're gonna go ahead and take it for a spin. But first I gotta move my girlfriend's car so I can get out of this driveway. And I have one of these awesome driveways. I don't know what the deal is with people in Indiana, but all these driveways have like these big humps, which really sucks when you got a slammed car like me. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the RAV4, and then we're gonna go ahead and drive this thing around and see what happens. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take the car around the block. It's kind of clunky, but I think it's just the welded diff, so I think it's normal. So we're gonna just drive it and see what it feels like. You feel how much more vibration there is?
Mm-hmm. There is. What?
It's definitely stiffer. Going fast. I can feel the, like when I turn, I can feel it wanting to like kick out.
These old people are gonna be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I know. They're probably like, what?
They're like, what is this thing? And why is it so loud?
What is that piece of shit? I mean, it's not like super road trippable anymore, but it's not, you know, it's working.
Yeah, but that's why we got the truck now, huh?
And I mean, the suspension feels good. I'll probably just have to street drive it a little bit at some point and then work out any kinks that it might have, but it seems to be fine. All right, guys, well, there you have it. The first test drive, I'm gonna call that a success. Obviously, the car is a little clunky, makes a little bit of noise, but that's pretty normal based on the welded diff. As you can see, it made it back all in one piece, and it does look a lot cooler now that the wheels and everything like that are on the car. I'm really happy with how it's sitting right now. Makes me happy to see it all in one piece again, but like I said, I'm gonna call that a success. It went really, really well. There was a little bit of clunking from the diff, but I feel like that's normal because it's welded. I am going to kind of register it, and we'll do a couple of short street drives with it just to make sure everything is straight, and then we'll go over any little kinks or anything that we find. But as of right now, it seems to be pretty good. So definitely super satisfied. That means the subframe rebuild is basically all done. It's back in the car. Everything works as it should. Super, super pumped on that, man. I cannot be more excited to get this thing out on the road and actually drive it. And I did kind of forget how loud this car was. The whole time we were driving it, Brittany kept saying like, the neighbors are gonna be mad, the neighbors are gonna be mad. And it is pretty loud because that's what I have for a muffler. I don't have one. It's just two blast pipes hanging out the back. So it's pretty loud, but super stoked to have it back in the ground, man. It makes me so happy. I think our next project is we're gonna be getting in here and doing some trunk restoration stuff and relocating the battery. But as of right now, everything is solid, and I cannot be more stoked to get this thing put together in one piece. I also am gonna refit the body kit and remount it and everything, so that way it's on there a little bit better and I can actually take it off quicker. Because I don't know if you guys could tell, but when there's no body kit on it, it makes it like 10 times easier to lift off the ground and put on jack stands. So definitely want to be able to kind of quick release the body kit, but I don't want it on there kind of like half-assed to where it'll fall off. I also have a pretty big update for those of you guys that don't follow me on Instagram. The little Honda CRZ that I used to have is no longer in the picture. As you can see, I have the NK wheels from it sitting over there in the corner. I did keep those, but I traded it in and I actually picked up this really, really nice 2015 Sierra. And I cannot be more happy with this purchase as well. As you can see, I already got the windows tinted and I got the team sticky on the back, repping the boys. Let's go. Follow them on Instagram too, please. They would really help us out. But this thing is super, super sick. It's an SLT, but it's got leather interior, heated seats, all that good stuff. It does have brand new tires and everything on it. I already converted all of the lights and everything to LEDs and got the windows tinted. So this thing is super, super nice. So this is gonna be our tow rig in the future when it comes to towing the 242 events. It's got the Z71 package, so it's a little beefier, which kind of helps from the factory. And it's this really, really cool like orange color. which I was not looking for an orange truck, but this one just happened to catch my eye and the price was right, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it, and I'm super stoked. I've been having a good time driving this thing, other than the fact that the gas mileage really sucks. So it's kind of interesting to see orange with a red car hooked up behind it. So that's definitely going to be something to look at. But if there's anything that you guys want to see on this on the channel, let me know. We can do a little bit to it. I'm trying to keep it simple for the most part. I don't want to dump a whole bunch of money into this thing. But like I said, I got the windows tinted. I did put LEDs in all of the lights and everything, so it's fully LED converted. Makes it look a lot newer than it really is. And I'm going to probably undercoat it at some point, maybe get wheels for it if I decide to ball out a little bit, but that's a lot of money. And this is my money pit vehicle, not that one. But if there's anything you guys want to see on that, feel free to leave a comment down below. Same thing with this car. If there's anything that you guys want to see on the Nissan, leave a comment down below. Let me know what it is that you were wanting to see, and we will do our best to make it happen. In the future, what we're going to be doing, we're going to relocate the battery just so that way it has like an actual mount, because right now it's just kind of sitting under the hood. It's not really held down by anything. And we're going to mount the body kit properly, so that's in there all solid. And then we're going to pretty much be good to go. We can really test drive it, do some donuts, burnouts, make sure everything is pretty solid. So in the next video, we're either going to be probably relocating the battery or remounting the body kit. But I do want to say thank everybody who has contributed to this. Like I said a couple in the other videos, but you guys are the people, like all of you guys who have helped me. So like Will, my homie Jackson for sandblasting stuff, everybody who's contributed no matter what has made this possible for me. So I'd greatly appreciate that, guys. I do appreciate all the support, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.